This series of videos highlights some places in the Montreal region that are accessible from the city by bike. Here's our trip to Terrebonne, a small city in the Lanaudière region of Quebec. The route we followed to get there is not the one we'd suggest, so later in the video we'll show a better option that we took on the way back.
We left from near Laurier Park in Montreal, heading on Christophe Colomb Avenue toward the suburb of Laval. We know this corridor well because the city made it a part of their expanded and improved bike network for the pandemic, and we've used it a lot to reach different areas in and around Montreal.
We decided to cross over to Laval here, where we then followed Boulevard Lévesque along the edge of the island. This wasn't the best biking experience because there wasn't much space for cyclists until the end, when there was a bike lane. But even worse, there were sections that had glass and other debris on the side of the road that we had to watch out for. On the positive side, the cars were pretty attentive and willing to give space.
Then we went under the Charbonneau Bridge, and that's when the challenge really began. These were roads leading to highways, and they were really not made for bikes. The problems were fast traffic, small or non-existent shoulders, and debris on the side of the road that was bad enough that we walked our bikes for a section of it. There was a very real chance of tire carnage, so we were happy when, almost at Terrebonne, bike lanes finally started.
Next, we entered Terrebonne and quickly went to the McDonald's by the highway. We hate highways, but we like cheap ice cream, and unfortunately the two usually go together. One of us may or may not have had a bike wipeout while we tried to seek refuge on the sidewalk from this suburban shopping boulevard.
After this, we went back to see the older downtown area of Terrebonne a little bit. It was already getting late in the day because we left Montreal later than we should have, so we couldn't spend a lot of time, but we liked what we saw. The downtown area is quaint, walkable, and historic, with nearby rapids and a nice park, flower garden, and waterfront area.
On the way back, we took an entirely different route, following Côte de Terrebonne, a main road that goes along the river. Another option is the Trans-Terrebonne Trail that goes in a similar direction and looks really nice, but it's a little less direct and we are quickly losing daylight. The road we took wasn't too bad for biking though, despite the lack of bike lanes and the rolling hills. At the end of this road, we crossed a bridge into Laval and got onto the Route Verte, where we should have been all along. In Laval, the Route Verte follows along power corridors and then along tracks for Montreal's commuter train network.
We biked and we biked and we biked, and we became increasingly aware that it was getting dark. We only had sunglasses, and that we haven't had 20/20 vision since the year 2002. Also, we didn't have anywhere near the bike light setup we should have. We muddled through with 2 rear lights and a cell phone flashlight that we use sometimes. Fortunately, some parts of the Route Verte here are well lit, but some of the more tree-lined segments are very much not, making it hard to see pedestrians and other unprepared cyclists.
Past Laval, we came back through Montreal on the same corridor that we left on. This was a fun trip, but we definitely learned some lessons about not always taking the most direct route, understanding that hybrid bikes handle differently from mountain bikes, and being prepared for nighttime biking if there's even a small chance of it happening.